Welcome to the Middle East Peace Update Report. I am Bro Steph, and today I'll be titling this report, Bibi Shocks the World. And, we all saw his speech in Congress. We all waited anxiously to see what the election results would be. And I remember on the night of the election on Facebook, I was posting information that it looked like it was tied. It looked like maybe Bibi was going to lose. And the following day, when the dust settled, Bibi actually experienced a landslide victory in Israel. And my focus today is, how does that fit into Bible prophecy? We know that we're living really in the days of Zechariah chapter 11 through 14. That's kind of where we're at today prophetically. If you read Zechariah chapter 11 and go all the way to chapter 14, that will give you a snapshot of the time period we're in right now. And I would recommend, by the way, that all of you do that. Read those 3 chapters. Those 4 chapters. But interesting. Let me just mention this before I go on, and I'll link these into this audio. Listen to these headlines: the coming transformation of the U.S.-Israeli alliance. Arab League dismisses Netanyahu's rejection of the Palestinian state. France calls for peace talks based on two-state solution. Now, what Bibi's re-election, I should say, did is it drew a line in the sand, and it made it so obvious the people who love Israel and who believe that God gave Israel to the Jewish people, and that Israel should not be divided, are on one side of the line. The people who believe in a two-state solution, that, by the way, President Bush Jr. Started the two-state solution push when he was president. He's the one that got this ball rolling. Never in the history of Israel was a two-state solution a viable solution until President Bush. So you got the two camps. Israel, it belongs to God. No territory should be split up. All of Israel belongs to the Jewish people. Then on the other side of the ledger, two-state solution, give up as much land as necessary to make peace. Well, President Obama is on the liberal side, which is two-state solution, withdraw back to the 67 green lines, and give Israel at its widest point a 9-mile stretch of land, and give up the West Bank, their strategic territories, and the Golan Heights. That's what Obama wants. Obama threw everything he had, including the kitchen sink, at making sure Bibi didn't get elected for, 4 terms now. I think he's been reelected. But Obama, this was the last thing he wanted. Interesting that when Bibi gave his speech in Congress, he made mention to the picture that he was looking at that was on the wall where you address Congress and you have all the people sitting around. There's a picture on the wall, and all the other pictures are profiles. This one solitary picture is a frontal image, and it's Moses with glaring eyes that are looking down at the podium where the speaker is, as if to say, God's watching, and you have a tremendous responsibility of what you say being truthful and being honest, okay, and moral. And interesting, Bibi pointed that out in his speech. And so Bibi was fully aware of the burden that was being laid on him when he gave that speech. And it was a brilliant speech. This is interesting. I want to point this out. You can't elect a dove to do a lion's job. So why would the Lord allow Bibi to be reelected? As I pray over this and I think about it, I'm beginning to rethink and revisit the Psalm 83 war and wondering if we could be very possibly in the prefaces of that happening. And here's why. The reelection of Bibi angered almost all the leaders around the world. Most of the world leaders didn't want him back in office. They wanted him out because they knew he stood in the way between the Arabs and the Jews making peace. Because one thing Bibi won't do is he won't bargain away the security of Israel for land so that the Arabs can have a peace with the Jews and then make Israel vulnerable to attacks and to terror bombings and that kind of thing. Bibi won't do that. He will stand in the gap and fight to keep Israel safe. Now, some disagree with that, but I really believe that when push comes to shove, he doesn't want to bargain away the land of Israel. And so I believe that the Lord put someone in there that would aggravate the world leaders so that it might end up being the catalyst to causing the Psalm 83 alliance to say, well, since Bibi's in office and there's not going to be a peace, we might as well go make it happen. Let's attack Israel. And so I'm wondering if that's what's on our horizon. But in any case, it's kind of like Moses when he led the children of Israel out of Egypt, and Moses approached the Pharaoh and told the Pharaoh all of these plagues that were going to happen to him, and the Pharaoh kept hardening his heart. The Lord made Moses like an anvil, like steel, and he went into Pharaoh, told him what would happen, and it happened. And he just did this repeatedly, and the Pharaoh's heart got so hard that eventually he chased after the Jews in the wilderness. You know the rest of the story. God parts the sea, and Pharaoh's armies get swallowed up by the ocean. And I'm wondering if that's what's happening, if Israel is the cheese in a mousetrap, and God is now getting ready to pull in the people, the armies, the Arab coalitions into Israel, Israel being the cheese in the trap, and God setting the trap that's going to fall on them and humiliate the Arab alliance for attacking Israel. It would seem to me that's probably why Bibi's back in office, is God's going to use him to harden the hearts of the Arabs that hate Israel. And so the next couple of years should be very interesting, and we're going to have to keep our eyes on it. I just wanted to share these thoughts with you, and please comment below and share your thoughts and ideas with me. This is Bro Steph. Keep looking up. Remember, Jesus is coming back, and remember to live out your faith. Visit our intelligence reports at brosteph.org. Visit our audio reports at audioboom.com/brosteph. Facebook conversation at facebook.com/groups/brosteph. Make it a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon.